Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I am president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today so we can present what makes us different and special. And once I go through a little bit of a presentation, I'll have Kyle actually show a little bit of the back end of how everything works. And then we'll close it off with Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager with 20 years of experience, how it all comes together for the more traditional loan officers out there. So let me start by sharing my page. Hopefully most of you have checked this page out, but let me explain a little bit more about what we mean. As I mentioned, we're a little bit different. We're all about unlimited free leads powered by our custom software, CRM, POS, LOS, all built in. And obviously we have AI built in as well in all the steps that we can. So myself and Kyle, we come from a different type of background, more of a marketing background. So we take a different approach than your traditional banker here. So what really makes us different is that we want to give you guys the tools to scale your business up, basically based on leads. So you can plug and play, plug into our system, and start generating more leads from what you're already doing, or plug into our company generated leads that are always out there for you to get, which Kyle will show you here in a second. So we want to fill your pipeline, whether that's with our leads or your leads. We want to make sure you have a system that is full and a CRM that is operating to generate more leads from you every single day from the activity you're already doing. So how do we do this? First off, let's go over the business model. As I mentioned before, we are non-delegated correspondent, and really we've tried all the different models. So we've done this as an FDIC bank, as a broker model, as non-delegated and delegated. And when we started our own company, we found that non-delegated correspondent is the best. And what that really means is we're approved with over 120 different lenders and investors. But the thing is, we can do what's best for our clients. So we are brokered or correspondent, whatever's going to be best for our borrowers. Typically, that means correspondent, where we have over 5,000 loan programs with our 34 correspondent investors, where we're funding the loans with our own money, using our own law firms to draw docs and all that stuff. And along with that comes the best rates and pricing. Correspondent's always going to beat broker, even at the same outlet, because we're funding the loans with our own money, taking that on risk, using our own law firms, all that kind of stuff. Now, if there's a reason we can't fund the loan for any reason, and we can't get our preferred correspondent pricing, no problem. We have over 110 wholesale lenders where we can do anything that doesn't fit inside our box, anything specialty. So what that means for you and your customers is we have every loan program imaginable: VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie, non-QM, DSCR, all the stuff that's pretty standard. We all do in-house typically. And then once you get outside the box, commercial, mixed use, CDFI, SBA, fix and flip, ground up construction, all that kind of stuff is typically what we might broker. But either way, we want to make sure we have the best outlet for your customer, depending on what they need. We also have the AI built in, as I mentioned. We have Calvin is our AI loan officer assistant that's going to send you emails, prompts, all kinds of different ways he can help push you towards your goal of closing the loan. And how do we execute this? With our technology. So as I mentioned before, we have built every line of code for the technology you're about to see, our platform. And it's really all based on what you're seeing here is our instant lead generating website where it all starts. But we have the AI built in, POS, CRM, LOS, all of that built in. And that's all built by us, for us. What that really means for you guys and your customers: one login for you, one login for your customers, no matter which of our 120 plus outlets we end up using for the loan. You and your customer only have to deal with one login. And our prospects can instantly flow from just their basic name, email, phone number to pulling their own live rates automatically, competing their own 1003 automatically, pulling their own credit automatically. Their liabilities all get synced into our Encompass-based platform, but you don't have to log into Encompass. It's all internal in our platform. We also have our rate quotes all built in. So if you use our internal rate quotes for our correspondent rates, we have over 5,000 loan programs, and we can automatically requote as rates change, which they have been the last couple of weeks, obviously. So we're sending automatic requotes to all those customers as the rates update go up and down. And we do all this with our API integration. So we have over 50 API integrations all programmed into the platform. For example, Encompass is our base platform. A lot of people don't like using it. No problem. You don't have to use Encompass or even log into it. You can use our CRM to operate Encompass. Same thing with Optimal Blue. You don't need to log in or anything. Just click a couple buttons and you get all the Optimal Blue pricing. Meridian link for credit checks, account check for VOA, VOI, VOE. Appraisal works 5 AMCs at the click of a button. You get the point here. Everything is just a click of a button. It's all integrated in the system. We also can create instant business cards, flyers, promos for you guys As soon as you plug into the system, you'll have access to promotions you can send out there. And when you're sending customers to your website, we can actually capture those leads without them actually filling out a form. So if you're putting out promotions out there, you want to see if maybe some of your customers are engaging, you can actually see that before they actually fill out the form. We also can automatically post your social media. So whenever you have your, say your Facebook connected, we'll automatically post on our compliant ad posts with your actual link. So it'll generate leads through your system. And we have our AI built in. Again, Calvin is our AI assistant, but we haven't built in on our dual AWS. So a lot of platforms have a dual AWS where we run Fannie and Freddie side by side, DU and LP. But our Calvin takes our AI analysis and sees which one might be better when they're side to side and gives you some pointers on that. And then we also have our development staff on hand to implement new features. We basically upgrade every week. So if you have any ideas, please go ahead and put those in the team system, and we update every single week. Now, through all of our different platforms and models that we've done, we've found that trainings and support is definitely lacking, especially as we're 100% remote. So we want to make sure we have as much training as we can since we're all remote based. And we have that in our remote based learning center, basically a classroom you can access 24/7, 365, and our daily live training. So get into the scheduled courses at any time. And then you can plug in every single day. We have our mortgage rates podcast in the morning where we go through different live rates and a deep dive into a specific product for you and your customers. We have our live sales training where we go into different activities that might increase your sales. And we have our in-depth loan officer training podcast where we go into more like condition and loan setup type issues. So all kinds of different ways to connect and plug into the training system. We also have our live Zoom support where our processor in the Zoom, since we're all remote based, but you can still get face-to-face with them instantly, have them look at your screen, click what you need to click, get you unstuck wherever you are. And our knowledge center, you can search thousands of articles from us, not only us, but our partners. So thousands of articles, tips, tricks, guideline, matrices, videos, all kinds of different things. Just search in one spot and you can find everything you need. And for compliance, we have Calvin Compliance AI. He's programmed to search all of the federal regulations instantly, as well as the states that we're licensed in. So if the compliance manager isn't available or the compliance email isn't available, you can go ahead and use the compliance search there to point you in the right direction. And a couple items that we want to highlight that make us definitely different. The first one is something that I love to work with investors. So we love to be able to close our DSCR business purpose investor loans in over 44 states without necessarily having to get new licenses. So a great opportunity to expand your footprint there with our favorite types of loans. We also have unlimited leads. Kyle will show you all the different ways those come in, all kinds of different ways, but we want to make it very simple 50-50 split. So everything you'll see where they come in, just remember it's a 50-50 split. We want to be able to automate your lead generation at scale. So again, you can plug and play in the system, but we can also set you up with your own lead campaigns if you want to pay for leads and set up your own paid campaign. And if you already have your own paid campaign, you can import those with our webhook instantly. So we want to make sure you're set up for leads in all those different ways. We also have the button where you can refer a deal to your team for 75 basis points if you ever have a conflict of interest. Maybe it's your spouse's loan. Maybe you don't have a license in that state, but it's your client. You want to still be involved, click that button. A teammate that has the license will do the loan, and you'll assist them and still earn 75 basis points for helping your client, referring that client. We have instant payroll available. We're a lender, so obviously we have somewhat delayed payroll, but you can request instant payroll on any eligible files there to help speed up the process for those that are used to the broker pace. We have no monthly fees, no hidden fees, no desk fees, no tech fees, no fees of any kind. We want to make sure it's very straightforward for everybody. So what you see is what you get. And as Kyle mentioned before we went live here, we do our annual retreat here in Miami, where anybody that's on the team gets a free hotel room that's producing and can come meet everybody face to face. Since we're all remote, we at least want to meet once per year face to face here in Miami and do the whole VIP treatment. Now, if anybody drops off, we always have our replay video here, but let's review the compensation and then we'll pass it over to Kyle to finish it up. So our two compensation plans, very simple here. Obviously, we'll start off with senior loan officer, where everybody wants to get 225 basis points, the big commission there. So that's 225 basis points on conventional non-QM, pretty much all the stuff we're used to. It's 2.25%. And again, 50-50 split. So any leads that you take, no problem. 112.5 basis points on any company leads for conventional and non-QM. So senior loan officers for our experienced loan officers. So they're going to be not only getting everything that everybody else does, but they're going to be receiving those referrals from their team. So when you click that button to refer it, it's going to go to a senior loan officer who's going to help structure your deal for your customer, but it's going to come with a teammate, right? You're going to collaborate. So those are beyond leads. Those are really referrals. Then obviously our senior loan officers have access to all the different types of leads. Kyle will show you here in a second. And we have our monthly bonus eligible. So 25 basis point bonus for anything over 2 million per month. For those of you that are rocking and rolling, we want to build a platform. So we want to make sure we get you as much comp back as we can once you plug in. And if you want to teach, we have our team leader upgrades, where if you want to help structure and disclose loans for your team, because it is a challenge to wear a broker hat and correspondent hat on the same day, you could go ahead and earn 25 basis points for helping your team get their loans together. And the fine print here is our senior LOs must have experience. It is hard, again, to wear a broker hat and correspondent hat the same day. So you need to have closed at least 6 loans, hopefully a couple brokered loans, a couple correspondent loans, so you understand both ways before you can upgrade to senior loan officer. And when you want to upgrade, you just take the tests and you can go ahead and upgrade anytime. Everybody's going to start as a loan officer. You still have access to everything. And the base commission is 150 basis points here. That's on conventional non-QM stuff everybody's used to. And if you take any company leads on this plan, 75 basis points is 50%. So that's 0.75% for those not familiar. Now, our loan officers still have access to everything, non-delegated, brokered, 120 plus investors, lenders overall. Free lead generating website, everything that we just showed you, our AI integration that we talked about, unlimited leads at a 50-50 split. Kyle will show you that here in a second, how that all works. And again, you can click that button to refer deals to your senior loan officer team in order to collaborate with someone who has maybe experience in that type of loan. We are licensed in 23 states for primary and second homes. That means you can originate 21 additional states business purpose under the DSCR business purpose loans, which are our favorite. So that's how the plans work. Again, when you're ready to upgrade from loan officer to senior loan officer, it's pretty simple, just a test and a couple courses, but you can do that anytime. So feel free to sign up for whichever one's applicable. If you have experience, you can sign up as a senior loan officer, just take the tests. If you don't have experience, sign up here, get a couple loans under your belt, and then you can upgrade to senior loan officer whenever you're ready. But let me go ahead now and pass it over to Kyle, who will actually show you the back end of how some of all this works. So you ready, Kyle?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and share my screen here, and then we will get into it. So this is our CRM here. Just to point out a couple things. Obviously, like any CRM, you can take your notes, send emails, send text. You can also click a button here to have our AI assistant craft your emails and text for you. So that's a nice thing there. And of course, the communications tracked here, and you can set reminders for yourself, and you can put people on action plans, drip campaigns to automatically email them, text them over time, all that kind of good stuff that most other CRMs do. But what really starts to set us apart here is our quoting system. So if we go to our quoting system here with just 6 pieces of info without pulling credit, within 2 minutes, we can click one button, pull up all of our pricing from all of our different investors, and send out a quote to the client within 2 minutes of talking to them. Now, we send them a nice, beautiful quote that looks like this, where they can see their rate choices you gave them. They can scroll over these things to see what they mean. They pulls in the Google map automatically, pulls in the Zestimate automatically, the proposed loan info, does the automatic breakdown of the taxes, insurance, HOA fees, all that kind of good stuff, the estimated lender fees, and has you here as the loan officer. And you can also attach your realtor. I'm not sure why the picture is not working, but that was my little test realtor thing. But usually the realtor's picture would be here. And so you can add your realtors. Now, your realtor partners, they absolutely love this because they know when they send you a client, not only can you quote them within a few minutes, but you're going to attach the realtor to the quote. They're going to see what's going on. They're going to be attached to it. You're keeping them in front of their client saying, hey, we're your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. Now, the coolest part about this is that your client can just go ahead and click Start Loan Application. And what that does is puts them right into their borrower portal. It looks like this. So if I pull this up here, notice they can start their loan application. They fill out their whole 1003 here inside of our system without having to log into anywhere else. It's going to request the basic documents we're going to need from them to upload. Has their loan info here. They can see the milestone of where their loan is at, which obviously updates as you go through the milestone process on your end, and they can communicate with you through here as well. So definitely, something that is easy for them to use. And again, one login for them. Now let's come back here and let's see what this looks like on your end. So now that the client has submitted an application, Notice this says 100% complete. That's why it's all green here, because this client submitted an application. And what happens is, as soon as they submit their application, we pull credit instantly and automatically, and we pay for the credit pull up front. And so your client doesn't have to pay anything. They just submit their application. We pull the credit that way. When you open the Encompass API here in our system, the entire 1003 information is already pulled in. The credit is already pulled and imported in. The liabilities are imported. So everything is in here. By the time you pull it up, when somebody submits an application, it's all ready to go for you to come in here and originate it. Now, I want to point out one thing here in the Encompass API that we have that Nick was talking about, which was the dual AUS. So dual automated underwriting for both Fannie and Freddie. You can click one button and order both. But what's unique about our system is that our AI will actually analyze it. So you can click the button to pull both at the same time. Our AI Calvin will analyze everything and, basically tell you which one is better for that situation. So you can also request documents here, whether it's you or your process. You can request standard documents or custom documents. You can change the whole document pack of, hey, this started as a VA loan, but it's actually going to be conventional or whatever the case may be, and change the docs with one click. You can also request signatures from your client. They sign them right there in their borrower portal. They do not have to leave our website. Just like everything else here, they stay in their borrower portal. Everything is built in for them. Now, once you actually originate the loan, what's going to happen is this is also where your conditions are going to be. So if we scroll down here, right here on the same page, again, everything in one spot. Now, when you get conditions, they're going to be here. You can come in here and upload a document to fulfill them, or you could dispute the condition and kick it back to the underwriter. So whether it's you or your processor, everything is here in this one place, right? So now let's talk about where these leads come from in the first place. So first and foremost, we're going to be sending you leads all day via text message. Those are from our ad campaigns. So somebody clicks on our ad, they double opt in to be contacted. You're sent the text message right away. So you can click the lead, claim it, give them a call instantly the moment that they click an ad, within seconds. So your phone's going to be getting text messages like that all day. Now I have a little screenshot here that I just took. It's over the course of a couple hours here, but notice this is what it looks like when the leads are coming in, right? General, national business purpose DSCR, some DSCR, some general purchase ones. So you'll see that's an example of what will be happening on your phone. Those are our hot, fresh leads coming in from our ad campaigns that we send you via text. Now, another way that we provide you leads in our system is our auto dialer. So we have an auto dialer, just like any other auto dialer. You can call 300-400 people in a day. If they don't answer, you can press one button and it drops them an automated text and email from you saying you tried to call them, and then it moves right on to the next call. So you can call 300-400 people in a day, drop in the automated text and email, and we have the calls loaded up in here for you. So we don't just give you the dialer, we give you the actual contact. So notice we have tons of calls in here, whether they're actual leads, or maybe they might be cold calls if we run out of leads, or maybe they might be realtor calls. So there's always thousands and thousands of calls in here for you to make in the auto dialer. Another way that we provide leads in the system that you can work leads is you can do your own campaign. So those same leads that we're sending you via text that we pay for up front and you pay a lead split on, you can actually pay for those same leads up front and not pay a lead split on. Right? So you can have us run a campaign. We take our campaigns that we know work, that we use, we copy those exact campaigns, we route those leads directly to you, and there is no lead split on them on the back end. So we're going to send you leads all day at no upfront cost with a split on the back end. And you also have the opportunity to take those same leads, but you pay for them up front for your own campaign, and you do not have a split on the back end. So we'll provide you with tons of leads, but you can also boost your pipeline even more and boost it with leads where you do not have a lead split on the back end. Now, another way to work leads in our system is that you can import leads from anywhere else that you may be buying leads. So if you're using a legitimate lead source, maybe you're buying leads from Zillow or LendingTree or Free Rate Update or something like that, we give you your webhook here so you can import them into our CRM in real time. So as soon as the lead comes in from Zillow, it's automatically injected into your CRM instantly. That way, and then our CRM notifies you, so you can call them and quote them and do everything you would do with any other lead in our system, right? So Wherever you're getting the leads, maybe you already buy leads from somewhere else and you like those, just use our webhook that we give you here and they will pop right into your CRM so you can give them a call and go through the whole process, right? So essentially every way there is to work leads, we have that built into our system, whether the leads we're giving you at no upfront cost, or you want to buy them upfront and not have a lead split on the back end, or you're getting them from some other source, or they're in the auto dial it or call. I mean, essentially any way there is to work leads, we have that built into the system here for you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jose here. So Jose, our sales manager with 28 years of experience as both a loan officer and a realtor. Let's talk about how this kind of all comes together, Jose, from a veteran loan officer's perspective.
Yeah, you mean from a veteran loan officer that was not using all the tech, and when I did start using the tech, it ramped up my business?
Yeah.
Exactly what happened, right? I mean, you all heard about, all of the tech we have, Knowledge Center, the Zoom room, the intake processor, the internal processing. It all comes together to basically help you increase your production, takes you out of your comfort zone where you may have been for the last few years, and does accelerate the manner in which you can do things, right? You send out a great looking quote instead of some blasé looking email where you're just telling the people what they can get. You're giving them actionable items that they can click on, right? On the non-del side, right, where we're the lender, plenty of support. You get that loan application, we're all alerted you got the loan application, management, team leader, right? And within 24 hours, you have to be meeting with your team leader to structure that loan application, make sure you're off on the right trajectory, not going off on some wild goose chase. Because then soon thereafter, especially if it's a triggered file, right, you got 3 days to disclose, you'll be meeting with your team leader to get that file disclosed. You don't have to worry about you disclosing it, unless obviously it's a wholesale channel option where we're the broker, we're not the lender, we're not going to disclose it. But on the non-del side, that's definitely where you get all the extra support, including internal processing. Happens all the time where we get MLOs, get some type of a new product lead that they may not have received before in their other employment where they were at. Happened with one of our MLOs where she picked up a lead that was denied somewhere else, right? And it ended up being a complicated lead. We met. She thought maybe it's going to go full dog. I got the tax returns, but if not, I was thinking bank statement. Well, we reviewed tax returns, we reviewed bank statements, and when she left that meeting, it was a profit and loss loan, right? That's what it ended up morphing into. She had no idea that's where it was going to go, but that's what the data told us was the best option for that loan. And luckily, in like 3 weeks and 2 days, she closed that loan, $1,056,000. That loan also had a transfer appraisal request. So we had 2 targets to hit. We had to make sure we could transfer that appraisal. That's not always the easiest thing to do. And we had to close it. And luckily, we were able to close it. Our assessment was correct. We met with her multiple times throughout the process, walked her through it. And at the end, she collected a nice fat paycheck of a little bit over $16,000. So I can tell you that situation would not have been possible without the support that she received. She probably would have tried to force some type of a loan option that wouldn't have been possible. She would have tried full dog again. Bank statement wasn't going to happen because there were only like 4 deposits in the whole year of like $300,000 per deposit, and they were not verifiable. That is the perfect option for a profit and loss loan when you have a self-employed individual that has a tax preparer or accountant or CPA that can assist with the documentation. That's critical. So definitely we can assist all MLOs that come into the mortgage calculator, and we will plug you in and we will make sure that you are not left spinning your wheels. But as is always the case, right, you have to help us help you, right? So you have to make sure that you do review all of the resources that we have, so that when you do come to a meeting, you're prepared for the meeting. We make good use of the time, and you leave that meeting with actionable items to close your loan. So then I'm looking forward to helping all of you in this meeting join the mortgage calculator and become nice, productive non-QM and QM loan officers with a 5,000 product footprint.
All right, thank you. So let's talk about the next steps here, and then we'll open it up to questions. So go ahead and go to the mortgagecalculator.com/join when you're ready to sign up, and go ahead and sign up for the plan that's applicable to you. As Nick was saying, if you've closed at least 6 loans in the past 12 months, meaning you're an active loan officer, active full-time loan officer, closed at least 6 loans in the last 12 months, you can go ahead and sign up as a senior loan officer directly here. If not, maybe you're new, or maybe you're just not doing, volume, or maybe you just got back in the business and are not active. That's when you would start as a loan officer. So you would sign up here. So sign up for the plan that's applicable to you. What's going to happen is it's going to take you right to sign the compensation agreement right then. Now, you don't need to sign it right then. It's going to send you an email with it as well. So take your time, look it over. But once you do sign it, that's what's going to kick off the next steps. So that's when we'll reach out to do the license sponsorship stuff and get your ID documents for employment and all that kind of good stuff, right? So first step is to go to the mortgagecalculator.com/join. We put the link in the chat as well. Go ahead and sign up for the plan that's applicable. Once you sign that initial agreement, that will kick off all of the next steps. So with that being said, we will go ahead and open it up to questions. So Nick, if you want to go ahead and stop recording, we'll open it up to questions